O'Reilly.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is a podcast from Minute Media.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Another episode of Hashtag Saints Twitter podcast. Recording. I don't know, man. Like ever since we've done this episode, the Saints have not lost Tom Brady as a Buccaneer in the regular season. So maybe
trends.
Maybe there's a trend. Big game. It's a little of a war crime that the national football media has to watch this offense in prime time on Sunday, bro.
Is it Sunday night? It's Sunday night football?
It's Sunday night football, bro.
Come on, man. I thought they flexed that shit, bro.
They would never, like, if it's Tom Brady in prime time, they're not going to flex it, bro.
I mean, I get it, but it's Tampa, it's small market. They could have flexed that shit.
We got to watch this offense.
The hoes gonna be watching.
They are, bro, and I keep we talked about it a little bit on the recap. I just text messaged you, and I meant to text message somebody else. That's how tired I am. We talked a little bit about it on the recap of the Jets game, just in terms of I don't know how this team offensively is going to move the ball against Tampa. I have some questions. Tampa's strength is stopping the run. You know, AK's back, Taysom can run, but Tampa's weakness is the secondary and trying to pass against them, and that's just not where the Saints are right now. No, I don't know how they're going to manufacture points, bro. It's so far.
Well, you just said the prime word, manufacture. They have to figure out how to just find a matchup, 4 or 5 times a game that can become big plays, that can get them downfield. When they get in the red zone, believe it or not, like the Saints are good in the red zone. They're like behind San Francisco, I believe.
Yeah, they're right behind San Francisco. Yeah.
We just don't get down there a lot. Like so it's like, the percentages are probably even out. If we were in the red zone a lot, we probably wouldn't be number 2. But, that's where Sean Payton could kind of work his magic and do his thing, with his route concepts and, getting matchups on linebackers and, shit like that. So, you get a Nick Vannett unguarded, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when he could do his dirt. So if they could just figure out ways to get downfield a couple times, maybe they got a chance. But it's just not, it's going to be, we've seen this offense week after week after week after week, regardless of the quarterback. Jameis, T-Dot, Taysom, all of them. It's been a struggle, man. It's going to continue to be a struggle. Like, it is what it is. On offense.
Yeah, and then so that's offense. Defensively, this is a different defense that went against Tampa the first time. And if the Jets game is any indication, right now Tampa Bay and Brady with that offensive line are humming. They are humming. And I know, you could talk about how the Saints match up well with the Bucs wide receivers. I don't know if Saints fans remember that Bucs game, bro. I don't know if they remember it. Chris Godwin was giving CD Deuce the business, bro. I was getting upset. Like, can we try something else?
Yeah, man, I remember. And it was not a shutdown city.
It was not. But now it seems like the defensive line has gotten progressively worse over the season in terms of pass rush, and I just don't know how they. Even the Saints secondary, as talented as they are, they can only cover for so long, man. And I don't know how they got to figure out a way to, disrupt Tampa Bay offensively when Tom Brady, takes those snaps and sets up the pass. So it's going to be a long game. It's going to be a long game and things can get ugly real quick.
It's the same story, bro. Like, you got to disrupt Brady. You got to pressure him down the middle and all that shit. But, we don't have the tools to really do it. Onyemata, he's going to have to step up. Marcus Davenport, he's been playing kind of injured. He's still good for like 2 or 3 flash plays here or there, but man, we need that consistency, man. Cam Jordan took a week off with COVID. Maybe he'd be a little fresher. Does that mean anything at this point? I don't know. But the defensive line, they are going to have to play out of their minds, bro. Like, just out of their minds to affect this game. It's going to be that important. But I really don't think Tom Brady's going to go crazy. I just haven't seen him go crazy against this defense yet, bro. Like, and since he's been with Tampa, he hasn't went crazy, even in the playoffs. Like, he just hadn't went crazy against this defense.
It seems like whatever the Dennis Allen has the answer to the Tom Brady question. What talent? Like, he just has the answers. Is that I don't know if you pair that with the offense, I don't know if that's enough for them to win. Exactly. But like, the fact that it's funny because Greg hit me up earlier. He told me that the spread was 11 points.
Yeah, it's 11 and a half, which I just think is out. I think that's crazy. Look, the Vegas, they know they shit now. So, hey, maybe they just, maybe they're right. You know what I'm saying? But to me, that's just a little crazy. I had it I was like 6.5. Like, that made more sense to me, a touchdown or whatever. But they basically said Tampa Bay gonna blow us out the park.
Blow us out the water, bro.
And, like, okay, if you just watch Tampa Bay and you look at the Saints, okay, that makes sense. But if you watch the matchup over the past 2 years, I just don't see that happening. It's possible, absolutely possible. Like, if Tom Brady, when they start games, man, and that script is just on point, and we down 17-0, and ain't even the first quarter over yet. But I don't know. The defense, even when they haven't been great, they've been able to just come up with plays and kind of lock things up for a little while to try to, to give the offense a chance to come back. Will the offense get a chance to come back, or will they come back and take advantage of it? That's a whole different story. But I would take the Saints, if I was betting, I don't think the Bucs are going to cover that 11.5, man. That's just a little crazy to me.
Yeah, it's wild.
But, in our offense, back to offense, I will say this, Sean Payton knows Todd Bowles well. He knows how to attack Todd Bowles' defense. Does he have the tools to do it? No, he don't have the tools to do it right now. But he does. I'm pretty sure if you pulled up yards allowed and points allowed and stuff like that against Sean Payton with Todd Bowles, I bet you Sean Payton to be amongst the highest. Because I just think he just knows how to just attack those blitzes that he likes to do and all that stuff. But it's gonna be tough, bro. Especially if Taysom, man, come on, bro. The linebackers, bro.
The injury report alone, and we don't know. This is early. This is the first day the injury report came out. Ram, DNP. Teron, DNP.
He'd probably play.
And then Taysom, luckily they're not playing outside where it could get cold. I don't know what the deal is with the mallet finger. I really don't. But I don't know why, bro. I just keep thinking about that snap where he just lost the football. Right. He just lost it.
Yeah, just lost it, man.
And I was just like, what the fuck?
And the team is like you can make that mistake against the Jets, but you can't. you can't have no mistakes against the Tampa Bay Bucs, bro. None.
You do it. You can't. It's crazy that because I didn't pay super close attention to the game on Sunday when the Bucs were playing the Bills, but that game got out of hand early, and then the Bills defense really just hardened up and bowed up and didn't allow the offense, Tampa Bay's offense, and then the Bills' offense got fired, and they got, it gets tied, and then it goes to overtime, and then it ends. But they just have to play a perfect game on Sunday to win.
They do.
Like if they played the way that, and I know they didn't have any turnovers, but if they played the way they played against the Jets last Sunday, there's no chance that they win. There's just no chance.
None.
It goes back to, and so this is something I want to talk about because it has been running rampant in Saints Twitter, the debate of wanting the Saints to lose out versus wanting them to win and maybe get like a wild card spot.
Yeah.
I think you and I articulated it the best after the Jets win on Sunday. We 100% know logically the best thing for the team would be for them to have a high draft pick, top 10 draft pick, higher the pick. You might hit on an elite talent, or the higher the draft pick, maybe that entices a team like the Seahawks to want to trade Russell Wilson. It all makes sense, but when that kickoff starts, bruh,
it's just different, man.
I can't, man. I even watch the Jets game, and I watched it pretty intently because I was still in Texas at the time, but I was watching on my laptop and everything. And no part of me during watching that game was all right, this is packing up and go home. I can't do it. I can't do it. I get it. I 100% get it. It's easy to talk about in theory. We can talk about it contextually. Once that kickoff starts, bro, it's go beat them niggas. It's just
right. Especially where the Saints are at right now. If they were 0-3, right? Or say they only won 2 games right now.
Oh yeah,
you want to get the first number overall pick? It's lose.
Lose.
But it's it's just about having some kind of dignity, man. It's you just don't want to watch a team just lose every week. I don't know. It's weird. But at the end of the day, I'm going to root for them while I'm watching the game. But if they lose, I'm not going to be heartbroken. I'm going to be oh, okay.
All right.
Okay. It's like a win. It's almost like a win-win situation. Okay.
It is. And we talked about this, early in the podcast. I tweeted it. You retweeted my tweet. I really haven't looked at a lot of mocks. I think I looked at one, maybe 2, just browse, right? And I think each mock I looked at had Kenny Pickett being drafted by the Saints at 13. And then now people are doing the thing because I declared that I want the Saints to draft him. So now anytime any draft person talks about Kenny Pickett or maybe links him to the Saints, they're adding me on Twitter, I don't need to see that. I don't need to see it. But to the point of logically speaking, right? We talked about it. We're 4 months before the draft, which sounds far, but it's not that far at all. 4 months before the draft ish. And I think when combine shit starts happening, both, we know how it works with quarterbacks, their stocks get pushed up, right? So if the Saints hypothetically wanted to draft someone like Kenny Pickett or someone of that ilk, they can't, as of right now, let's say they're 13, whatever, they can't stay at that spot to draft a quarterback. They can't do it. It's just not going to work. They're going to have to move up. And the debate versus moving up a bit to draft your quarterback of the future compared to giving up 3-ish first-round picks and plus some players to get Russell Wilson is such an interesting discussion because the pros and cons for both are monumental.
Yes.
Monumental. Because if no one does, right? Or else there would be we wouldn't do this. But if you could guarantee the Saints can move up to like 6 or 7, draft a quarterback, that quarterback be good, decent to good or great, and you have that quarterback for 5 years on a rookie contract.
Oh yeah.
It's like you said, it's like hitting the lottery. But like if you miss, like, bro, like I'll put it out here right now. Imagine, like I wonder what they're saying in those Jets front office buildings right now, bro.
I know, man. I mean, bro, like they got 2 top 10 picks.
Like,
they're just sitting there. You're looking at Zach Wilson, like, man. But then again, it's the same. They all drafted him, so they are going to invest.
Yeah,
they
I get it.
They kind of stuck with that, but it's like, seriously though, it's like it's crazy when you think about it.
Because if you miss, and that's where it goes. Like,
but normally, if you miss, you don't get a do-over.
They got a do-over and may have missed again, bro.
Right.
So that's why when people say like, man, let's get rid of these fucking 3 first-round picks, you'll get the proven top 5, top 8-ish quarterback and just roll. I get it, bro. Like,
I get it. I completely get it.
I get it. Because you just don't know what you'll get in the draft, no matter what position you're taking, bro. And it's funny because when we did our little exercise talking about all the first-round picks, all lined up compared to Russell Wilson, like we forgot the Pete draft. You know who we forgot in that draft? The other first-round pick, Stephon Anthony, bro.
He's just forgotten, bro. Like, nobody even want to talk about him.
Nobody.
13th floor hotel or some shit. Like, it just doesn't exist.
Can we talk about, though, what is just going on in sports in general with the Omicron, just running rampant in the NFL and the NBA. I think in the NFL there's up to like 70 plus cases. The NBA has 30 plus. Like, I don't even know if Cleveland's gonna be able to field a team against the Raiders on Saturday, bro. Like,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
It is insane. And just a perfect example is like a team like the Browns. Like, they're potentially trying to scratch and claw their way in.
Yeah, they got
the playoffs. And like a lot of their stars are not playing on Saturday against the Raiders, bro. Like,
crazy. And it's fucked up because it's like, most of the players are vaccinated. They did what they had to do. They got vaccinated and all that shit. But it's just like, virus, man. It's like, it just is what it is, man. It's just like, what can you do?
It also gives people, fucking players like Cole Beasley, like, see, told you.
That's of course that's what happens. But it's just, I'm not gonna call it a fact, but just me watching this thing very closely for almost 2 years now, and like all the mitigations you take. I'm not saying you don't take any mitigations and don't do lockdowns and all that. I'm just saying all the mitigations that have been taken. This virus it's just gonna do its thing, bro. Like if you compare the charts and look at like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, Florida, Georgia, and watch them over time, it's the same. Like, the chart is exactly the same, almost like precisely the same, regardless of what mitigation. Like, Louisiana is usually a little tougher than Texas, than Mississippi and Alabama. Obviously Florida is just like, just free state, just like nothing. Like, they ain't been doing shit. But it's the same. Like, the chart is just the same, bro. So it's like, this virus is going to be here and doing this thing for a while. That's why you got to get vaccinated, protect yourself. Just like it's going to be just like the flu shot. I think it was the Fauci's boss. I saw him somewhere. He's just saying it's coming to the point where it's just going to be like the flu shot. You just every year you get your shot because this coronavirus is going to be here, bro. Every mutation, every variant, or whatever.
Wow. That's wild.
It's going to be here. So it's like I don't know. I don't know how. Like is NFL going to be like this forever? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I don't know how you even. I don't even know how you approach that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I don't even know how you navigate the waters and like it. And the point you made of so many of the players being vaccinated already, it's like okay, like so what needs to be done? Like, is there like another shutdown needed for like the NFL and the NBA? And to, like, I don't know. Like no one really knows what the answer is to any of it.
And they're reviewing the protocol, so I do expect some tighter things coming. The NFLPA and all that shit. So I do expect. I mean, maybe the prognosis of moving games and all that shit. Maybe that starts coming back like we did last year.
Yeah, I know. Two of the games in the NBA, I believe, for the Pistons have been postponed. But it's just wild, man. Yeah, all of it's just wild. Can we? I just going back to the Bucs Saints game. What is something that you hope to see in this game? I'm not saying the Saints are going to win, but just something you hope to see overall.
I want to see them really just let AK just go off. And I don't know how. I know it's going to be hard. Devin White, they get after AK. You know what I'm saying? Like,
God, it's ridiculous.
It's infuriating. But like, I don't know, get a hat on Devin White. Like, do something and get AK loose, bro.
I know something that they can't do. Don't ask Ruiz to fucking pull.
No.
He come around to block Devin White, bro. Don't do that.
Hey, go ahead, but somebody got to get a head on him, bro. It's like something to spring AK loose and just get him some big plays, whether that's the pass game or the run game. I don't care. But that's your playmaker, bro. Like we saw it. Like that's the only dude making plays where it's like juking somebody or.
I will say, he should be back. I would guess. Mark Ingram being back in this game would be kind of big, bro. Because it was so
very
weird.
Underrated, low key.
That first Tampa Bay game, bro. That first drive, Mark was just running hard, had the energy, and then like Sean just like forgot that he even existed.
Yeah.
What are we doing? But him being back, that potentially allows, because you could just kind of tell Sean don't trust Tony Jones Jr. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's his film.
He don't. I really don't trust him. I don't trust him. Like I'll be honest. I always thought he was a Jag. I thought he was just a guy. Like even in preseason, I was just like, I mean, yeah, you broke off a little run here. I don't see anything special there.
Right.
Not even special, but I don't know if he's good. Like honestly, I really don't know if he's really a good running back. Especially and even with our run blocking hasn't been great. I just don't know if he's creative enough to make something out of it. And Mark Ingram, he is what he is, man. He just keeps his legs moving, shoulders down, hits them holes quick, and gets what he can. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's just gonna be one of those games. I think it's gonna be one of those games where Sean's is going to try to stick to the run, even though Bucs run defense. Don't be scared of it, man. Like challenge the offensive line.
You can't be scared of it.
Challenge the offensive line and say, "Look, man, blow him up. Take fucking Ryan Jensen's knees from up under. Whatever you got to do."
Please, God, I can't stand that motherfucker. I just can't.
So dirty.
The fucking worst, bro. And then he never gets caught. He just absolutely never gets. It drives me fucking crazy.
And there aren't many players in the NFL that I hate. There just aren't. I have a few. He's fucking one of them. Like
it just pisses me off because he's like, oh, he's such a nasty player. Like, hey, nasty, dirty. He's dirty, bro.
Call it like it fucking is. Right. Just fucking dirty. But isn't it wild that the Saints are like one game out of being in the playoff?
It's disgusting, bro. It's disgusting, man.
Although I'm not gonna root for them to lose, but I don't want to see a Taysom-led team in the playoffs, bro.
I don't, man. I really don't. Who wants to see that?
Although I don't think they will win, because right now I think it flips, right? Because I think Green Bay now has the number 1 seed. But let's all into the purpose to say that like it played off that like Arizona had got the number 1 seed and Green Bay was like the second team. Like, could you just imagine the Saints and Taysom upsetting the Packers in Green Bay?
Oh,
like
it would feel good,
bro.
It would feel good.
Like that, we didn't even care about them like winning the Super Bowl or anything like that. Like they gave me that shit. Shit, we good. Do I think it's gonna happen? No. But that it's all about, especially like seasons in sports. It's about the moments, like just moments.
And I figured, okay, say they beat Tampa. They beat Tampa and beat the Falcons and lose to the Dolphins and Carolina again for whatever reason. Hopefully that's enough to keep us out the playoffs, right? Because I'd be good with that. I'd be good with that. Like, okay, you beat the Bucs, embarrass the Bucs a little bit, took some shine off them.
Okay, all right. I don't know if we're going to embarrass them.
Not embarrass them, but you took a little shine off them. You know what I'm saying? Took a little shine off them. Falcons, I just hate them. At least we split. I don't care about getting swept by the Panthers. It's, they're a bad team, whatever. Dolphins, I could see them beating the Saints. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely see them.
Yeah, I could see the Dolphins beating the Saints, but man, I don't want to lose to like, not this version of Cam Newton, the Panthers, bro. Like that
I could see Cam going off, bro. Like, yeah, I know he been shit, but he just running quarterback and all that. I could just see him just having one of those games for old time's sake. It'll hurt, but it'll be kind of funny too.
Be like, this just feels right at home.
This feels right. It feels right. You know what I'm saying? I could stomach that. And then, you go into the season, you're 8-9 or whatever?
Yeah, that would put them at what? Because they're 6? Yeah, that put them at 8-9. Yeah.
8-9, you pick 13 probably. You're picking at 13.
13, 12, something around there.
Yeah. That feels about right.
It does. With all the injuries, with everything, it does. We're not going to see who first again this season, are we? Like
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Like why? So even if he wins, like why? Well, we'll get out of there, man.
I'm probably going to see Joe Tryon make a play on Sunday though. That's probably for sure.
How's this draft looking, bro? Like as far as the greens on your chart, the 2021 draft.
I've looked at when I say look, I've seen highlights of one quarterback that I really like. I know the 2 edge rushers that are supposed to.
No. I mean the draft we just had.
The one we just had. Okay, yeah. I haven't inputted it, but just off the top of my head, I would give both Adebo and Warner greens.
Okay.
I would give who first yellow. Because I think that's fair. It's too early to tell. Shit, that feels like that was like all of our drafts, right? Like that's what it feels like.
Did they draft was that Landon or the OT?
Landon Young would probably be a yellow because he started one game, due to injury, and then Baker right now I'd put him at a red.
Yeah. But we need wild receivers, and he just can't even get on.
He can't even get on field, bro. Like it don't make no. Like is he dumb? Like hopefully
hopefully Mr. Baker or Mr. Baker's mom not listening to this. Is he dumb? Like, does he not know the playbook? Because like we are here starting Easop Winston and whoever the fuck, we got Kevin White lining up at wide receiver. Like we had to sign Kenny Stills back because little Jordan Humphrey is hurt, bro. Like you telling me the receiver we drafted in the 7th round can't get called up?
Oh my god,
something's amiss. Something's amiss. So so that at least 2 greens, and I didn't bring it up during the preview, but the fact that Warner seems like he's on track to play this game is pretty big because he has low-key been a big factor in the run defense.
Yeah, he has.
And Leonard Fournette has had and Lenny's been having a great season, bro.
Lenny is, I mean, just to go, like, for him to be with Tom Brady, to have a physical running back like that, like, I don't think Tom Brady had that since, like, this early years. Like, you know what I'm saying? He hadn't had nothing like that.
Since, like, what, Corey Dillon?
Yeah, Corey Dillon, like, way back then. Like, it's been a long time. So, like, for him to just be able to, like, okay, passing game kind of, weird right now, so let's just bang Lenny in there. You know what I'm saying? They can do that. Now, Gio Bernard is out. That's a good thing, I guess. But damn, bro, it's just so, like, they just got so many fucking weapons. Mike, I mean, look, Marshawn gonna do his thing against
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans?
It's all about Chris Godwin to me, bro. That's
Chris Godwin, bro. They got to find a way. And Brashad Perriman.
And what I want to see is all during that. Well, they went to the Chris Godwin thing a little too much in the first game. It led to like 2 interceptions, right? Yeah. But I kept asking, like, DA, can we make an adjustment? CD Deuce, like, I love CD. He's a good to great nickel. You're asking him to defend a wide receiver 1. And all they were doing is they were moving Chris Godwin all through the formation, putting him in the slot, and let him go to work. So I don't know if that means I think they tried to put some Bradley Roby on him. He used Bradley Roby too, if I remember correctly. So I don't know if then do you put Marshawn on him, and then you just put Paulson, don't back me. And
that'll be interesting. I think that'll be interesting. And just bracket.
And just
bracket up. Yeah.
Something got it. That's to me. That's the matchup of the game. That to me is good. If I saw bits and pieces of that Bills game, bro. That Tom Brady Chris Godwin connection right now is humming. It's humming, bro. Like it's ridiculous. It makes no sense. But the fact that Pete Warner is back will help the run. It sounds like he's trending towards being back. I don't know if he's back. Sounds like that'll for sure help the run defense. But you brought up the color coordinating that I do for the draft. I know we talk about a lot on this podcast, Ryan. I know we talk about a lot. But if you bring up that 2020 draft,
that thing stinks.
It is completely red.
That thing stinks.
Like if I wanted to be a little lenient, I would maybe put Finding Nemo in yellow. But to me, like it's completely red. Like to give up the amount of picks that they gave up to draft Adam Troutman, like Zach Bond, Cesar Ruiz, Tommy Stevens, red.
What were they thinking? Like, when you think about it, because they knew, like, okay, Drew Brees was, foot was halfway out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, what were they thinking? They were just taking it like, we got so many players. Our roster's just so stacked. Oh, just fill a roster. It's like, why would they think that?
What team thinks like you gotta be thinking for the future? I don't know. That draft
and we should do like a whole episode one time just talking about that draft, because that draft in itself has set back this team at least 2 to 3 years.
And the Zach Bond thing infuriates me.
No edge.
I mean, I'll be sitting there at 6 o'clock in the morning, bro. Like, why am I thinking about this Zach Bond shit?
Like, we can't get him like 15 snaps at edge.
We are sitting there struggling to rush the passer. And look, okay, maybe he's not even good at rush the passer. I know he's decent in college, but maybe he's not good in the NFL. But can I see that he's not good at rush the passer in the NFL? Then I can be like, oh, okay. But no, we hearing these things about, he's not long enough and all that. It's like, what? Man, get that man as a fifth rusher to go against tight ends and running backs. Let him eat.
That's it, bro. He gonna go somewhere. He gonna get picked up by the Ravens or the Pats or
the Pats. I can see it, bro.
Some team, and he gonna become like Cal Benoit point 2.0, bro. Because like if you think about it, and it's funny because that Scott Wright's comparison of Zach Bond as a player was to Cal Van Noy, right? If you remember Cal Van Noy? Cal Van Noy was drafted by the Lions in the first round, second round, I think second round. And the Lions didn't have a vision for him, bro. Didn't know how to use him. I didn't like Cal Van Noy as a player, but it was just they had no vision of how to use Cal Van Noy. So what happens? I don't know if he got cut or if he got traded to New England, and the story fucking writes itself, bro.
Oh, crazy.
That's gonna be the Zach Bond story, bro.
But they all talk. If you talk to the coaches, they all talk about putting players in position to succeed and formulating your scheme around the players and this and that. It's bullshit, man.
Nah,
complete bullshit.
Sometimes, and the Saints do it. Teams are notorious for this. That's not the Saints, but rather than drafting a player who may be uber talented and saying, you know what, this player may not fit into what we typically go for or what our prototype is, but he's so good that we gotta change our way is to make sure that he's in a position to make plays. That's how good he is. A lot of teams will just be like, nah, he's not our type.
I mean, like I mean, give the Cowboys credit, man. They had Parsons. Look, and we talked about Parsons. We're no fan of him as a person at all. But they had him, at the Mike spot, playing off-ball linebacker.
The man said his catchphrase is "Dominator be dominated today."
Dominator be dominated. I'm like, bro,
Sorry, bro. So someone like he said it, and someone who listens to our podcast like added me, so it made sure that I saw it, that I sent this to you.
I just saw that, just got the shivers, bro. Like
where's Olivia? Shit, where's Stabler? Get this nigga.
Get Stabler on this nigga now.
But to your point, they put him at Mike.
They put him at Mike, and he's still gonna play like some of that, but it's like they realize, like, God damn, this motherfucker can abuse tight ends, offensive linemen, and running backs, and can get in the backfield ASAP. Let's do that. It's like, I don't know. It's like, hey, we talking about Dan Quinn, who's been one of the most like kind of stringent
milk toast, cover
three, blah blah blah. He changed the game. He's running man to man.
He's changed his entire. Maybe
changed everything.
I'm not. Maybe Sean needs to get suspended again. Maybe Goodell.
Did you see the trailer for the Sean Payton movie?
Bro, I got like 20 seconds into it. And I was like, we gotta recap this shit because this shit looks terrible.
Terrible, bro. How much was this budget, man? I was like, come on, man. They got what do they call that shit when they put the face on people?
The thing that they did like in Luke? No.
Yeah, man. How do you think they did that? That fucking shit. Like, you can download the app and do it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And I was and for whatever reason, bro, like I was expecting like Kevin James to like somewhat be like I thought he got to like decent shape for the role and shit.
Nah, he just fat, bro. Fat Kevin James, bro.
Anyway, it looks like a complete garbage fire, but we gonna have to recap that whole.
Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna watch
that whole movie.
You got the Saints on the movie, bro. Like we don't get that.
yeah, we don't. Like yeah, they put their player. Oh, I feel so gross saying this. They put the player in a position for him to succeed, right? No, bro, it felt dirty coming out. It just felt dirty coming out. The crazy thing is, I remember when I was watching him as a prospect this past year. Didn't again, me and you didn't know anything about what he did at Penn State until like the night of the draft, bro. Like that's how crazy everything is. Like not once during like if you ever, when players get drafted, they talk about like all the good about the player and then the negative. Like not once when he was drafted did like a single person mention like, oh yeah, by the way, like he forced like someone in a football team and got hazed and stuck a broom up his ass. Like that never came up. Anyway, when I was watching his tape, he was just one of those players where I just watched him. I was like, oh, he's fucking good. Like you ever just put a player on, you just be like, oh shit. Like we the same thing, not to this level, but when we saw Jalen Phillips after we talked to Scott Wright, we both watched him that same night. We was like, and it took Jalen. And it's so funny talking about putting players in position. I remember when the season started with the Dolphins, they had Jalen Phillips playing outside linebacker. And man, you were like,
I remember like, why?
Brian Flores doing? And then, like the light bulb went off. Like, maybe we should just put him at his natural position at defensive end. And now he's just racking up sacks, just racking them up, and just being a force for the dog. So, yet we have Zach Bond. They drafted him to be an off-the-ball linebacker, which from the jump we were like, why? Just why? And I don't want people listening to this, our podcast, that we sound like know-it-alls, like we know everything about football, because we don't. We really don't.
That's the point.
There are just some things that when we just like, huh? Like we both collectively, both of them have seen and watched enough football, even at a amateurish level, where it's just like, this don't make no sense. Like this.
That's exactly the point, bro. I know Sean Payton knows he forgot more about football than I know. I know.
Correct.
I know that. So why? That's why I'm just frustrated. It's like, why can't you see this, bro? It's like,
so,
you know what I'm saying?
We got. You know what? We got to get Ryan Pace back and get him hit that Martez Wilson fascination going again, bro.
Oh, and Johnny Patrick. Johnny Patrick was the quarterback I was trying to shout out to Rob.
Yeah, Johnny Patrick. But I mean, I think we previewed the Bucs game. It's pretty simple. Also, I don't want to see Sean call up any deep passing plays to take him. So that's a roller coaster.
To who? To
Antoine Winfield Jr.
Can we get a special teams something? I don't know. Nice return. No. I don't know. Something, bro. Like,
no.
But look, man. Sean, you can look at the stats. Tom Brady has had his worst games against the Saints defense the past 2 years. Worst games, bro. Throwing picks, doesn't throw a lot of touchdowns, worst quarterback rating of all the games he's played against the Saints defense.
Our funnest recap that we recorded was last season. This was like the last great Drew Brees game. Like he had one more. He had one more in him, bro. One more in him,
bro. He was almost perfect.
All that Bucs game in Tampa Bay, where everything that could have went right for the Saints went right.
And I remember we got on this preview show, and I was lit, nigga. Lit, bro. Just
because that was a crucial game because that was the game for them to take the lead in the division race.
Yes, it was.
And for the Tampa Bay Bucs, this game, I think they clinched the division if they beat the Saints. I believe they clinched the division.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm not saying, like, I would say the second game that I was the most lit for was, again, this year's Tampa Bay game. Because after Jameis got hurt, bro, there was no reason we should have won that game.
No reason. No reason.
Still
and that
won.
was the pinnacle, bro. You called it. It was the pinnacle of the season. That was it. It went downhill from
Bro, from that game until last Sunday, we hadn't experienced a win.
Since that PJ Williams pick 6, bro.
I knew it, bro. That was it. And so if they could somehow, some way, find a way to beat these niggas one more time for your boy. Don't know how. But they could. Ooh, boy. Sunday Night Football would be a nice little Christmas present. I'm going to say, bro.
It would.
Nice little Christmas present. So, all that said, enjoy the game. Have fun. If you're going to Tampa Bay, have fun. Enjoy it. Be careful. If the Saints don't win, who fucking cares? like we care, but also who fucking cares? It'll be fine. So with that, we're gonna get out of here. I'm going to, because I meant to ask Ryan this earlier, I completely forgot. I'm gonna ask Ryan to send me a list of all the Patreon people so I can do the raffle and get the process started, sending out that tumbler.
Oh yeah,
this weekend. The free tumbler for all our Patreon people. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to have Ryan send me the list. I'm going to randomize it, pick the winner, announce it on our Twitter account Friday. I'll announce it on Friday, and then I will send it out this upcoming weekend. So hopefully it should get there before the holidays. Unless you're overseas, then you're fucking screwed. So with that, thank you guys and gals for listening, supporting us as always. We greatly appreciate it. Have fun on Sunday. I will say also, it's gonna be fucking feel great watching football Sunday afternoon, in the morning, and not having a care in the world. And then we'll see what happens on Sunday night. So with that, we're out.
Peace.
O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.